Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the one that we've all been waiting for. The Cheltenham Lady Panthers, 17-0 on the season against the Norristown Lady Eagles, 15-4 on the season. My name is Greg Fry, and I am very happy to be here to bring you this one. This one is going to be a good one. The Lady Eagles, one loss in the division. Cheltenham, of course, without an undefeated record, no losses in their division. We're now going to have the playing of the national anthem, so we'll be back in just a moment. Well, after that rendition of the national anthem, the two teams are ready to go. The Lady Eagles coming off a loss on Saturday against the Coatesville Raiders, a team that Cheltenham did beat 2 weeks ago. We'll now have the starting lineups first for Cheltenham.
Number 12, Shayla Johnson.
Number 12 is Shayla Johnson, the 5'10 senior. She is one of the leaders of this team and a co-captain.
Ivy Laws.
Ivy Laws is a 5'9 junior, also one of the captains of this team, a player that we look for Cheltenham to find the ball. Tammy Frazier is number 33.
Andrea Jones.
Andrea Jones is number 14. She is a 5'6 sophomore. And Rachel Laws, number 21, completing the sister tandem of Rachel Laws and Ivy Laws. Now for the Lady Eagles. Coached by Coach Roger Jackson.
Number 33, Leanne Moore.
Leanne Moore is number 33.
Number 4, Sasha Sims.
Sasha Sims, the great shooter. Number 4. Of course, all these girls do so much for this Norristown team. Very versatile 5 that Norristown can put on the floor. Tamisha Johnson, the big center, 6-foot freshman.
Number 22, Danielle Marshall.
Danielle Marshall starting, the great defender for Norristown. And of course, along with Leanne Moore, the other co-captain is Melinda Fife. So we are ready to go. This one's going to be an exciting one. Cheltenham, a team were Suburban 1 Liberty champions last year, District 1 champions last year, and runners-up in the state playoffs, losing by about 6 points in that state playoff game. So a Cheltenham team that knows what to do, has a lot of experience. Of course, lost Stacy Smalls, one of the best players in Cheltenham girls basketball history, and maybe the leading scorer. Our two officials tonight are Mark Jordan, and Brian McCabe. So like I said, the Lady Eagles with 4 losses, 3 of them were non-league, Westchester, Henderson, Abington, and Coatesville. Cheltenham, their only league loss, that one, a game that Cheltenham really did handle the Lady Eagles very well in the first game. Of course, this Lady Eagles team was a completely different team, a team that wasn't used to playing together. So now we will have Ivy Laws and Tamisha Johnson going up for the tap. Much anticipated game here at Norristown High School, one that everybody in Suburban 1 Liberty is looking at. And the tap goes into the hands of number 33, Tammy Frazier, and now Andrea Jones will dribble. Dribble move by Johnson. She was fouled on her way up. But Shayla Johnson, ball going to her automatically. Danielle Marshall will get called for her first of the night. And 13 seconds in, Shayla Johnson will go to the line to shoot 2. Johnson makes her first. I was watching the Lady Eagles warm up tonight. Very determined team, and I talked to Coach Jackson before the game. He said, if we can't get ready for tonight, we will never get ready for a game. This is one that they've been looking forward to. Maybe that's why they looked by Coatesville, a team that they could have beat on Saturday, but it's to be expected. Now a full court press from Cheltenham, pressuring the Lady Eagles, and Melinda Fife trying to break that press. A steal there from Shayla Johnson, and into the hands of Andrea Jones, one out of her hands and back to Norristown. So the first team we've seen come into Norristown and pressure the Lady Eagles, but a team that's just as athletic as Norristown and really can give them fits with that full court press. And they're staying in it too. They want to make sure Norristown knows that they're not going to bring the ball up the court easily. And Leanne Moore into the hands of Danielle Marshall to Sasha Sims. Sims for three, good! Sasha Sims, a key shot to start the game. If you can really hold off this Cheltenham team for a little bit, maybe you can stay in this game. That's what the Lady Eagles are trying to do. Jones goes all the way. Nobody for the Lady Eagles stepping up on defense. And now back the other way comes Melinda Fife. Lady Eagles have to stay under control tonight, stay composed. Sims, blocking foul on the way in. Sasha Sims likes to drive to the basket hard, and right there she's doing it. She'll have to do it all night. And she attacked, I believe that was number 21, Rachel Laws, and that's her first of the night. Going to the line is Sasha Sims. Sims misses her first, and every point is going to count tonight for the Lady Eagles. Really have to make sure they hit those foul shots. Sims unfortunate right there on her first one. Sims 0 of 2 from the line. Now Andrea Jones will push. With Danielle Marshall coming from behind. Good hustle from the sophomore right there to poke the ball away. Andrea Jones, a very composed point guard, really staying in control the whole time. And it's nice to see, if you're Coach Bob Schaefer from Cheltenham, nice to see you have a sophomore point guard that's so composed. Back up on the rebound right there was Tammy Frazier, her first two of the night, and Cheltenham out to a 3-point lead. Fife trapped, and Sims going after that one, and the foul right there from Ivy Laws. She got a little bit too aggressive, had no chance of beating Sims to the ball. Sims doing a nice job of shielding it. A little confusion from the Lady Eagles right now, trying to figure out how to break this press. Cheltenham will back out of it now. Fife now doing the point guard duties. She'll feed to Sims. Sims jumper, back rim, and the rebound into the hand of Shayla Johnson. Johnson will push up the court to Tammy Frazier. Good, Tammy Frazier with 4 points, and now an 8-3 lead for Cheltenham. Breaks the press to Johnson. Good feed to Danielle Marshall. Marshall going all the way. Off glass, no good. Off the hands of Tamisha Johnson, going back to Cheltenham. Norristown's got to regain their composure right here. Can't let this game get too far out ahead too quickly. Into the hands of Ivy Laws. Laws guarded by Sims. That's a great battle on the floor right now. Trying to get the ball into the hands of Jones, and Fife just denying her the ball, and finally Jones gets to it. Lady Eagles man-to-man defense as always. Johnson in the corner. The ball fake, and now into the hands of Sasha Sims. Sims wisely stopped, but Tammy Frazier beat her to the ball. And then Frazier walked with it. She took a couple of steps while she was standing still. Cheltenham coach is not real happy with that. And Fife will get the ball back now. Cheltenham man-to-man as they can contain the Lady Eagles, and another turnover. That's about 3 or 4 right now. Norristown's got to try and keep them down. Coach Roger Jackson cannot be happy. His team is down 5 here with 5:27 left in the first quarter. Laws on the drive. She hit the deck pretty hard. Ball goes into the hands of Leanne Moore, and then to Melinda Fife. Laws getting up very slowly. She is limping down the court, and she has a grimace on her face. Let's hope she's all right. Fife on the jumper. No good. Battle inside. Leanne Moore got that one, but ripped out of her hands there by number 21, Rachel Laws. Ivy Laws appears to be all right as she hit the deck pretty hard on that last layup attempt. Frazier on the drive. Good spin move. And she got Tamisha Johnson standing still a little bit. Tammy Frazier, a good strong move right there. The 5'11 junior will go to the line.
Foul, Johnson, her first, team second.
Or excuse me, not a shooting foul. She didn't get the shot off in time. Coach Roger Jackson's going to call a 20-second timeout, complaining a little bit. Not going to get any
20-second time
sympathy right there from Brian McCabe. So 8-3 with 4:52 left in the first quarter. Lady Eagles may be playing the most important game that they've played here at Norristown High School in almost half a decade. Past years, the Lady Eagles have made the playoffs. Of course, those successful teams in the early 90s. But now a rebuilding project that has turned into what Coach Jackson really wanted, a team that's looking to contend for a good playoff spot. And right now with 4 losses, starting to drop a little bit, but still a team that is going to get a high seed in the playoffs. But if they win this game tonight, they are almost guaranteed to have one of the top 8 seeds, which means they'll get 2 playoff games here at Norristown. Rachel Wall scored 2 right there, and now back the other way. Marshall on the bounce pass won't work. Fife off her foot, and back to Cheltenham. And now Norristown's going to show their full court press. I believe a good idea here, trying to pressure Cheltenham, make them make a mistake. But very smoothly into the hands of Shayla Johnson, and now she'll dribble up the court. Danielle Marshall has the tough job of guarding her tonight. Feeds to Frazier and back to Shayla Johnson. Johnson feeds Andrea Jones. Jones with a little push off on Fife. Ivy Laws on the dribble. Jumper won't go. And another little hand check foul right there. That one's going to go on Sasha Sims. For Sims, her first. And now Ivy Laws to the line. Laws trying to get her first 2 points of the night. And the first one goes. Pretty good turnout here at Norristown High School. Do have fans from both teams. A few new faces we're not used to seeing at girls basketball games, but this is an exciting one, as everybody knows. Norristown really having some trouble on the offensive end of the floor. Now Leanne Moore will push. Fife, finger roll won't go. Moore on the rebound, good. Leanne Moore, a good strong battle inside right there. She'll get her first 2 of the night. And now Cheltenham trying to go back the other way. Andrea Jones will save it. Jones swings it to Frazier. Frazier blocked by Leanne Moore. Blocked again! Leanne Moore, just a monster inside. 2 blocks right there. Maybe the momentum swing Norristown needed in this first quarter. It's very loud in this gym right now. Fans trying to get Norristown in on the pick and roll. Moore, jumper good. Leanne Moore, the great pick and roll with Melinda Fife. Moore has 4 tonight. They're going to need all the scoring she can provide. Feed inside to Frazier. Danielle Marshall stole that ball. Now Norristown starting to gain a little bit of momentum. I can't say control, but starting to gain momentum. Fife lost the ball. Really unaware of what she was going to do with it right there. Jones just ran into Marshall. Marshall gets the ball back. And now Norristown, if they hurry, 2-on-1. Johnson, nothing doing, no charge, nothing, and back the other way. Shayla Johnson, bounce pass through the legs of Ivy Laws. What action we have here at Norristown High School, back and forth. Neither team really able to finish on the other end of the court. And now the first substitution of the game, Tammy Frazier will check out, and Amy Bauman, the 5'6" senior, will check in for Cheltenham. One thing that's very impressive about Cheltenham so far, a very good defensive team, very active with the hands, as we see right there. Shayla Johnson stole that one right in front of us. Coach Jackson warning his team about being careless with the ball right now. They've got to make sure that they handle it well. Bauman with the height advantage, or the quickness advantage. And Ivy Laws was going back up with that, and she was fouled. Tamisha Johnson will get called for her second, and that's not what Norristown wants. They now have one of their starting 5 with 2 fouls. in this first quarter, and now they'll have to go to Tamara Halsey, which is not a bad substitution for the Lady Eagles because Halsey brings so much into the game. First one is good for Ivy Laws.
First and 2. Tammy Halsey will begin.
And Tamisha Johnson will take a seat. Tamara Halsey wearing number 11. She's a 5'8" sophomore. Laws 2 of 2 from the line. All 4 of her points coming from the line tonight. And Cheltenham out to a 14-7 lead. Once Tamara Halsey checks into the ball game, she handles the point guard duties. And now she's closely marked by Andrea Jones. Double teamed, and Halsey with the turnover right there, and Amy Bauman will push up the floor. Rachel Laws was calling for the ball. Norristown was one man short as Sims had fallen on the other end of the floor. Rachel Laws on the floor against Moore. Get out. Leanne Moore might have gotten her 4th block, but apparently she got a piece of the hand on the way up. Leanne Moore's going to get called for her first. But she has 3 blocks tonight. She is battling inside as hard as she can. She knows she's going to have to be a presence inside, especially with Tamisha Johnson on the bench with 2 fouls. Shayla Johnson will go to the line now. It's not bode well for the Eagles that they have 5 fouls already in this first quarter, having some problems on the defensive end, maybe getting called for a couple of fouls that were not legitimate fouls, you may say. But either way, they have to gain their composure on the defensive end, make sure they don't get a lot of players in foul trouble. Shayla Johnson, 2 of 2. That's the way a team gets 17-0. Perfect from the line so far. And now out to a 9-point lead once again. And Halsey lost the ball. Shayla Johnson going to get credited for that turnover. Johnson missed the layup. Amy Bauman on the rebound, no good. And Leanne Moore will push. Sims tried to feed Marshall, and good hustle right there from Ivy Laws as she was getting back. Norristown's got to try and gain their composure a little bit. Ball hasn't gone into the hands of Belinda Fife for about 2 minutes right now. They really have to make sure that they get everybody into this game. Fife now outside against Johnson. Fife on the dribble, double team. Halsey feeds Marshall. Marshall's jumper won't go. Moore inside. And Andrea Jones traveled with the ball. We have many people on that far sideline who don't agree with that call. Andrea Jones took a couple of steps right there. And official Mark Jordan telling that sideline to calm down a little bit, and I'd have to agree with him at this point. Fife on the little push off. Her jumper was partially blocked. Ball off in the hands of Halsey trying to pull down that rebound. With 1:12 left in the first quarter, Cheltenham up 16-7. Norristown really made a bit of a spurt in the middle of this first quarter, but hasn't been able to get within more than 5. Jones guarded closely by Marshall. We have a double dribble right there. She palmed the ball. So we've reached the 1-minute mark. Halsey now guarded closely by Shayla Johnson. Halsey on the dribble, bounce pass to Marshall. Marshall tried to feed inside. That pass is not going to work, and Norristown keeps trying it. Coach Jackson's got to tell his team it's not going to work. And another turnover. Very sloppy from both teams right now. Guess that's what you expect when you have 2 great defensive teams. Fife couldn't handle that one. She feeds it back to Halsey, and Halsey was fouled on her way up to the basket. A little wild right now. Halsey fed Fife. Fife couldn't handle that one. And now Tamara Halsey will go to the line to shoot 2. That one was on Ivy Laws for Laws, her second. No real concern over on the Cheltenham benches. Nobody gets off. Well, now they do. I knew I spoke too soon. Halsey misses the first one. Not good for the Lady Eagles. Need to start converting on those free throws. Checking into the game is number 23, Kelly Gould. She is a 5'9" sophomore. And she'll check in for Ivy Laws, who sits with those 2 fouls and 4 points. Halsey, 1 of 2 from the line. She gets her first point of the night. And with 39.5 left, it's an 8-point lead for Cheltenham. Rachel Walls now to Andrea Jones. Jones stripped from behind by Moore. And Moore just would not give up on that play. Great hustle from Leanne Moore. She has been the MVP in this first quarter for Norristown. She is hustling. She came from behind to strip that ball. That ball was in the hands of Andrea Jones, and she knew that she couldn't get up, and Leanne Moore just ripped it back out of her hands. The possession arrow going to Norristown. Off the pick from Marshall, feeds Fife. Fife in the corner, jumper won't go. Sasha Sims, strong rebound, won't go. Sims again, won't go. Somehow, not working right there, and Shayla Johnson's gonna get called for a travel. Unbelievable. Shayla Johnson had a 3-on-1, and she walked with the basketball. So a little bit of active feet for Cheltenham. So now with 13.6 left, Norristown maybe holding for one here. Fife feeds Moore. Moore out to Marshall. Marshall toes inside the three-point line. Won't go. Off of the hands of the Norristown player and goes to Cheltenham. Almost seems like a Cheltenham gym in here right now as we have some screaming and yelling on both sidelines. Johnson on the jumper, won't go, and a makeup call, I'd have to say. Coach Brian McCabe officials Brian McCabe and Mark Jordan really need to take control of this game. They need to right now. You cannot allow the fans and the officials to take control of a big game like this. Leave it on the court, and unfortunately that's not happening right now in this gym. Either way, Shayla Johnson's going to go to the line with 0.3 of a second left. Johnson makes her first. Two of two. She has 6 tonight. At the end of one quarter, 18-8, Cheltenham out to a commanding 10-point lead in this ball game, and really not what we expect to see from the Lady Eagles. It's a Lady Eagles team that we've talked to Coach Jackson many times before, and he's told us that if his team's goal is to keep a team under 10 points in each quarter, that'll keep a team under 40, and this girls team has never really had a game where they haven't scored 40 points this year, maybe a couple. But right now, down 18-8, Coach Jackson not happy with the defensive performance, I'd have to say. Can't be happy with only scoring 8, but definitely not happy with giving up 18. But it's a tough task when a 17-0 team comes in, and you have to try and play them. Obviously, this Norristown team doesn't want to wait anymore. This is a team that has waited the past couple of years. I can't say waited because they've tried to do some things, but they feel this is their time, and they feel this is the time that they want to take home that Spur 1 Liberty Division Championship, and they don't want to wait anymore. And right now, this is the obstacle that they have to face. They have to beat this Cheltenham team to get to that point.
Ball coming in.
You know, the Jazz had to beat the Bulls to get to that point, and they didn't beat them. Everybody remembers the first team, but doesn't remember the second team. This is definitely a memorable Norristown Eagles basketball team, and to get to that memorable stage, you have to beat one of the best.